When we look at the knee specifically, it's a very simple joint. It's just essentially a simple joint that kind of moves forwards and backwards. Now, there's obviously a lot of nuance around that, but if we actually look at the joint, it's hugely controlled by muscle activation. It's a joint that needs a lot of active stability from the muscles. There are secondary restraints like ligaments and stuff like that, which help to slow things down, but you don't want to be relying on those. You want your muscles to be doing the bulk of the work. But what ends up happening is you often get people with really jacked up hips and really jacked up ankles. And what that means is we then push the pressure into the knee. So the knee ends up doing more work than it has to essentially get the job done. The problem with that is then it gets inflammation, then the muscles work less in the actual knee itself, which means that you're just then hanging off ligaments or tendons and these passive structures that don't really want that type of workload. So when we're looking at the knee, we need to assess the ankle. Do we have the adequate range of movement to actually do the movements that we're trying to get into? Is that robust enough? With the hip, is there a strategy that's going to allow you to get in and out of the positions that you need to over and over and over again? And if you are using your hip a lot, for instance, do you have some prehab strategies and some movement strategies in there to make sure that the hip's moving well so that the knee doesn't become the firing line? The knee is often just a messenger in all of this. But the point I'm trying to make here is if you make sure that the joints above and the joints below the actual knee joint itself have the adequate movement that they need, then you can actually look at the knee in a way that's like, okay, what do we need to do at the knee? But often you'll treat the knee and you'll treat the symptoms or you'll add some exercises in for the knee, but you've missed the hip and the ankle. So you haven't actually identified the actual cause of your knee pain. It's just a symptom that you're dealing with.